Good morning. Thank you for joining with me. We are in A Course in Miracles. This is the Foundation Inner Peace edition, and we are on chapter 6. We just read the introduction yesterday, so today we are going to start with part 1 of chapter 6. I'm only going to read a page because it's rather long, so I will read page 1 of section 1 of chapter 6, The Lessons of Love. Who wants to sing ABC with me? Does that ring any bells? Okay, let's go ahead, close our eyes, and start with a prayer. Let's get centered. Dear Father, if left to my own devices, my perception will be skewed. I surrender to you everything that I think and everything that I feel. Please enable me an open mind for a new experience, setting aside everything that I think I know. And so it is. Amen. Okay, chapter 6, Lessons of Love, section 1, The Message of Crucifixion. For learning purposes, let us consider the crucifixion again. I did not dwell on it before because of the fearful connotations you may associate with it. The only emphasis laid upon it so far has been that it was not a form of punishment. Nothing, however, can be explained in negative terms only. There is a positive interpretation of the crucifixion that is wholly devoid of fear, and therefore wholly benign in what it teaches, if it is properly understood. Bear with me while I change the page and set the book up properly. The crucifixion is nothing more than an extreme example. Its value, like the value of any teaching device, lies solely in the kind of learning it facilitates. It can be and has been misunderstood. This is only because the fearful are apt to perceive fearfully. I have already told you that you can always call on me to share my decision and thus make it stronger. I have also told you that the crucifixion was the last useless journey the sonship need take, and that it represents release from fear to anyone who understands it. While I emphasized only the resurrection before, the purpose of the crucifixion and how it actually led to the resurrection was not clarified then. Nevertheless, it has a definite contribution to make to your own life, and if you will consider it without fear, it will help you understand your own role as a teacher. You have probably reacted for years as if you were being crucified. This is a marked tendency of the separated, who always refuse to consider what they have done to themselves. Projection means anger. Anger fosters assault, and assault promotes fear. The real meaning of the crucifixion lies in the apparent intensity of the assault of some of the sons of God upon another. This, of course, is impossible and must be fully understood as impossible. Otherwise, I cannot serve as a model for learning. Assault can ultimately be made only on the body. There is little doubt that one body can assault another and can even destroy it. Yet, if destruction itself is impossible, anything that is destructible cannot be real. Its destruction, therefore, does not justify anger. To the extent to which you believe that it does, you are accepting the false premises and teaching them to others. The message of the crucifixion was intended to teach the message the crucifixion was intended to teach was that it is not necessary to perceive any form of assault and persecution because you cannot be persecuted. If you respond with anger, you must be equating yourself with the destructible and are therefore regarding yourself insanely. I have made it perfectly clear that I am like you and you are like me, but our fundamental equality can be demonstrated only through joint decision. You are free to perceive yourself as persecuted if you choose. When you do choose to react that way, however, you might remember that I was persecuted as the world judges and did not share this evaluation for myself. And because I did not share it, I did not strengthen it. I therefore offered a different interpretation of attack, and one which I want to share with you. If you will believe it, you will help me teach it. And I'm going to finish with this paragraph and then pick up tomorrow. As I have said before, as you teach, so shall you learn. If you react as if you are persecuted, you are teaching persecution. This is not a lesson a son of God should want to teach if he is to realize his own salvation. Rather, teach your own perfect immunity, which is the truth in you, and realize that it cannot be assailed. Do not try to protect it yourself, or you are believing that it is assailable. You were not asked to be crucified, which was part of my own teaching contribution. You were merely asked to follow my example in the face of much less extreme temptations to misperceive and not to accept them as false justifications for anger. There can be no justification for the unjustifiable. Do not believe there is, and do not teach that there is. Remember always that what you believe you will teach. Believe with me, and we will become equal as teachers. Thank you for reading with me Chapter 6, The Lessons of Love, Section 1, The Message of the Crucifixion, paragraphs 1 through 5. Today we are reading Lesson 49, God's voice speaks to me all through the day. God's voice speaks to me all through the day. Go ahead and get comfortable. Back supported, head and neck free. God's voice speaks to me all through the day. God's voice speaks to me all through the day. Go ahead and think of 3 things that you are grateful for today. Just really sink into that gratitude. Let's expand that gratitude from the center of our being and let us carry it out into the world today. And remember that God's voice speaks to me all through the day. I love you. Thank you for joining with me. Have a beautiful day.